tell it everywhere I go.
Kenya crossed a line. 1,300 people killed, 500,000 made homeless following disputed election results. Attacks and counterattacks fueling the violence. And Anthony will never forget. He lives in the United States now, getting the medical treatment he needs. He was only 10 years old at the last election, just a child. He was targeted because he's from the Kikuyu community.
Packed with women and children seeking sanctuary, it was set alight by an angry mob.
I've been following Anthony for the past 5 years, watching the boy who adores his sport slowly recover from terrible burns, his parents at his side. What do you do?
Play.
You play? And you play with your friends here?
Football.
Football?
Yes.
You play football in the hospital?
Yes.
Outside? It's very... Who is your favourite football team? Do you have a favourite football team?
Manchester.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Tony Budia. The video you just saw right now was me about 5 years ago. But now it's been 6 years since that happened, because the video was filmed like a year after I was in the hospital and stuff. So, but then it's been 6 years since it happened. I did this video, I'm calling it testimony 6 years later, because I've really seen God in my life and I just want to give him glory for everything that he's done in my life. And I'm just so thankful for everything God has done. I'm going to tell you my story of what happened. I'm going to tell the story for 2 reasons. I just want to let people know what God has done to me, and the other reason is because people always ask me like how I was burned and stuff, and like it's so like weird telling everyone like the story. Like it gets tiring after a while. So I just decided I could probably just mix it in right now and do one video of thanking God and also covering that part of what happened. So in 2007, at the end of 2007 in December, we went to visit my grandma's house in a place called Kamba. Kamba was a place where my grandma lived. It was like inside. It wasn't in the town. It was like inside and stuff. We went there every Christmas to celebrate Christmas. Every time we were off on school, but this time it was different because it was during the elections time in Kenya, where people were voting for the president, for the next president. So basically what happened, to keep it short, was there were 2 presidents standing for president. Like, I mean, there were 2 people standing for president. There was a Kikuyu president and there was a Kalenjin president. Well, I'm originally, like, I'm a Kikuyu, and the other tribe was a Kalenjin. So what happened was, the Kikuyu president, after they voted, okay, let me just back up and go back. So we would go with my mom, my brother, my sister, and then my dad was left there running the company like that we owned. And then we would just go over there and spend Christmas. Then we would come back with my mom the next time. But this time my mom had to go home early so she can vote, because in Kenya you vote where you were born. I mean, where you were like raised and stuff. So my mom was supposed to go vote in Yamumbi, a place where she got her ID, where she had to vote. And then she asked us if we wanted to come with her. But I didn't want to go because it was just like my grandma's place was fun than back where we were. So we stayed there from, she went back on the 26th, just after Christmas, so she can vote on the 27th. She asked us if we wanted to go, but we didn't want to go because my grandma's house was just turned, you know? And so what happened was, it was like scary. That time was it was a time period where it was scary, because in Kenya, the Kalenjins were like threatening to like do things, you know? I mean, it was just scary. So they voted for the president like on the 27th. They announced like he won like on the 29th or something like that. I'm not really sure about the date. So after he won the election, the Kalenjins did not like that a Kikuyu president won the election. So what they did was they started killing the Kikuyus, and I was one of them. I never voted. I was about 10 at that time. I never voted, but they still, like, you know, they started killing people. So what happened was, at my grandma's house, what they did was they told us we had to go hide. So the night before, like on the 29th, on the 30th, we slept like at a hole. Like it was a hole, because it was like they were killing people, they were burning houses and all that. So we had to sleep in a hole, like for until like it got quiet and it was okay. And then it was okay. Then we went back. Then we slept, but it was still like scary. On the 31st of 2007, that's when it was really scary. They were burning houses, killing people, and it was like Kenya was like, it was just scary. It was a time period which was scary. What happened was on the 31st, we went to hide in the church because we thought like that was the safest place. So everyone around the city, I mean where we were staying, like different places around, they went to hide in this one church called Assembly of God. That's because you know, we were scared and we looked up for God for help, and we went to hide in the church because no one would really do anything to a church and we would be safe there. But we were wrong. Going to that church, we brought mattresses, we brought blankets, we brought bikes, and everything that, you know, can last us like at least like 3 days or something, you know. On the next day, January 1st, 2008, is when okay, me and my brother and my sister, we went inside the church, and then it was like scary. They started throwing rocks in the church, like on top of the church. And then I went to check it out with my brother and my sister, like, cause it was like, oh, we gotta go see what's happening, you know, being curious and stuff. We went and we checked it out, and the Kalenjins were throwing rocks on top of the church, and so when we went inside, I got scared. I went back inside the church. My brother and my sister, I never knew what happened to them at that time, because like, you know, like it was like they just went like they were outside, and I went inside because I was like scared. When I went inside, many people went inside too with me, and like not with me, but like went inside too. And then what they did was, they locked the church doors. The Kalenjins locked the church doors. They put the bikes that people had put over there, that had brought to church, they put it and they surrounded it. They put the mattresses that people brought to church around the church, and then they put kerosene, it's like gas, and then they lit it on fire. I was inside. It was a scary moment because, to be honest with you, I don't really remember how I got out, but I really just think it's God, and I really believe that it was God that saved me from that because He has a great purpose for me. But it was a scary moment because about 35 people died in that church, and I would have died, but God knew that it wasn't my time, and I had greater things to do, and I'm really just thankful for that. So after I got burned, I didn't even know I was burned. Like, I didn't feel pain. It was just like, all right, I was just feeling normal. Then I was walking. I was walking to go to follow, because everyone was leaving the church, and then everyone, like, I was walking, and it was like dead people on the ground and stuff. It was so scary. So I just kept walking, and then there was like good Samaritans like giving out water. But before I get to that point, there was this part where I got, and there was like they were like killing people, right? And then these guys, there was a part where I could go back to my grandma's house because I didn't know where to go. And then I found out that everyone was going to get rescued or whatever, you know. So I just followed everyone. The guy tripped me, and then he said, if you don't want to die, you better go to the other side. It was one of the Kalenjins. You better get going to the straight side. I didn't know why he said that, but I think it was only because I was burned, and there was nothing really much that they could do after that, you know, because it probably felt bad for me. So then I just kept walking straight, and then I caught up with my aunt and my sister. And when my sister saw me, she was like, oh my God, should we tell him what happened? And then my aunt said, no, don't tell him what happened, because I didn't even know what happened. So I was just like, okay. Because I wasn't feeling pain, but I was actually burnt, my head, my hands and stuff. It was pretty scary. And so I kept walking, and I was so thirsty for some reason. There were like Samaritans by the sides, like giving water. So I kept drinking so much water, and I just kept walking. We walked for a distance, and then we got to like a place where there was like good Samaritans carrying people to the hospital that were injured from that fire. So what they did was they took the people that were injured badly, and then they took them to the hospital. I went to the hospital, and then after I stayed in the hospital, I stayed for a while, like, you know, not like days, but like a while. And then my dad came with my uncle. They couldn't identify me because my face was like, it was different. It's so different than now. It was like puffed and whatever. Like it was I don't know. It was weird. But they identified me, and then they stayed with me. My dad stayed with me for like 2 weeks. Then my mom came, where they moved us to a different ward where we couldn't stay with like, it was only women that could stay there, so I had to stay with my mom. So we stayed in a hospital called Moi teaching and referral for 3 months in Kenya. And then in that hospital, it was like we weren't treated as good as we're supposed to, because most of the people that were running the hospital were from the same tribe that tried to kill us. And then it was like it was hard because we were having surgeries like every day, and it was painful. I was so skinny, and like I never thought I was gonna make it, but it's God. So yeah, what happened was like they would tell us we were gonna have surgery, and then when you're having surgery, you don't get to eat the whole day. You have to stay until after surgery. So what they would do is they would tell us that we're gonna have surgery tomorrow, then we wouldn't eat the whole day, and then they would come to us and then be like, oh, the surgery is canceled. And they did this like for a few times and whatever. And then when we weren't getting better, we were just getting skinny. They decided to move us to a different hospital. I think it was the Kenyan government that decided to move us to a different hospital. They moved us to a missionary hospital. It's called Kijabe Missionary. Yeah, that's where like Americans and missionaries from America came, and they helped out. And there was like doctors that were pretty smart and stuff, and they operated on me. It took a while before I healed. We stayed in the hospital for 10 months. It was 7 months in a hospital. It was 3 months in the first hospital, then 7 months in the other hospital. So in total, it's like 10 months. Then we were done with treatment, but I still had wounds, so I would go to the hospital in and out, whatever. After I got out, we went to a school, like by the hospital. It wasn't that far from it, and so like they could check up on me and stuff. We stayed in school, and then in 2009, 4th of April 12th, we came to America because the treatment in Kenya was they did what they could have done, like the best they could have done, and the only treatment that they could do was that's what they did. They did the best that they could do, and then so the only place that can do better for us was Shriners Hospital, which is in California, United States. It's where they treat kids with burns, and that's why I came. I was about like 12, I believe, when I started going to the hospital. I've had about 24 surgeries here. It's about 24 to 25 since I came here. I've been in America for about 5 years now. It's about to be 6 in April 12th. Yeah, I'm just thankful to God for everything that happened, and it's been so hard because when I came to America, I was only coming for 8 months, and then we ended up staying for that long. And the funny thing was, we didn't stay. Our family wasn't in America. My brother, my sister, and my dad, they were both in Kenya. They were all in Kenya, So I was only here with my mom and 2 other families, yeah, that we came here to America with. It was hard because for my mom, she missed my family. Like, she had kids younger than me, and it was hard for her. Like, it used to depress me, but it was also hard for me because my brother and my sister weren't around. It was just like a different scenario and stuff. But I just thank God because they finally came to America about a year ago. My dad just came about 3 months ago, and it's all God. Like, everything that God aligned is really, like, it's getting perfect now, and we're doing better. We moved from the house we were sharing with other people. Now we live in our own place. Me, my brother, my sister, my dad, and my mom. We're happy, and we just thank God for everything that He did in our lives. And I only did this today because January 1st is when this happened, when I got burned. And today is January 1st, 2015, and this happened in 2008. I'm just thankful to God for everything that He's done in my life, and I just appreciate Him, and I thank everything that He's done for us, and I know that He has greater purpose for us, and I'm just so thankful. And I hope you believe in God now, or that this video helped you out for like believing in God. There's some, like, you can go through tough times and stuff and want to give up, but you shouldn't give up because God is always there, and He's guiding you and watching you and helping you through the situations. You might not know what He has planned for you and stuff, but just know that God is there and He has plans for you to prosper. So always look up to God and stuff. Once again, my name is Tony Mudia, and I hope that you learned something from my testimony. And when you go through tough times, always look up to God, pray, and always believe that He's with you. Adios.
There ain't nothing I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. There ain't nothing I can't do. Look, it ain't nothing I can't do. Okay, life
for most. We